Thank you everyone who's joining. We have a good group of folks in the chat, in the room in general. You are here for the Access Science Connected event, all about Earth Day, the Earth Day Spot-A-Thon, Animal Spot-A-Thon. In addition to this being an Access Science Connected event, which is all about getting as many Access Science as possible done across the month of April for Citizen Science Month. In addition to that, we're also focusing on a NASA-supported project today. So if you didn't already know, NASA does space stuff, sure, but it also has a lot of Earth science going on. And so a big part of what they do involves things like the Animal Spot-A-Thon project that is Snapshot, Wisconsin. And so this bear picture is from there. And so we're really lucky to have a big team of folks online with us today. So we're excited to see more people join us as panelists to be visible with us. So just going to take a moment too, because we are here at a very special moment of Citizen Science Month. This year we are aiming for 2.5 million acts of science in honor of America 250, which is the celebration of the 250th year since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, which is a big deal in the US. And so lucky enough for you all, we just passed 2.5 million literally 30 minutes ago. So welcome to the party. We already got our goal, so you can not relax, keep going. We need to get as many as possible. So if you are here to participate in these projects and go beyond this and do other projects, you are super welcome to do so. And we will make sure you have all the resources to do so as well. So welcome everyone, and hooray, we already did it. All right, so we have an awesome team with us, but before we get to those folks, I do want to remind you all how to use Zoom. So if you are on your own Zoom independent oh my gosh, computer, you have access to all these things. So you can use the Q&A, you can use the chat. We'll answer the Q&A as they come up, either by typing or we can read them out loud. In the chat, you can continue conversations and answer questions as they come up. And continue to ask questions too, because we'll also look at that. But we'll do our best. If it moves too fast, though, just be aware that you might need to repeat yourself, and we'll get to it when we can. You can also raise your hand. For those of you who are the panelists within the public library groups, if you do a raised hand, that means I'll enable you to speak, so you can ask your questions verbally. And then later on, when we get to doing a selfie, a screenshot of all of us, I'll have you raise your hand so we can become panelists to join as well. Awesome. Okay, so there's that. There's also a reaction button, so feel free to send thumbs up to people as they speak if you'd like. Happy to have that as well. All right, and if you do have any problems with Zoom, we have help in the chat or in the room with us today. So couple of people to note. For one, my name is Emma. I will be your guide today. We also have in the chat Roland, who's here to help with the chat, so we can make sure we answer your questions and ensure you have the right instructions. We also have Tara, who's not on this page. I'm so sorry, Tara. Tara is from the SciStarter team as well, and she's helping support. You want to say hi?
Yeah, no worries. Hey everybody. I was at a library earlier, but I'm home now. So
Nice.
I might have a 3.5-year-old joining to do some classifications.
Yay! So excited. And then the last individual on this list is Darlene. And so Darlene might be joining from the chat to join as an attendee with you all to say hello. She's the founder of SciStarter, which is the group that produces this event. Also, I'm seeing a bunch of SciStarter ambassadors in the chat, so hello. And hello again for those of you who are joining us after joining us this afternoon for our other version of this event this morning. Great to see you too. All right, then for the real team that's actually talking to us today, we have the Snapshot Wisconsin team with us. It's a big group of folks, and so I will point them out as we go. So first up, we have Mackenzie Glassford, or Mac. She's been with the Snapshot Wisconsin team for 4 years and is the operations manager for the project. She received her bachelor's degree in natural resource management from Texas Tech University and a master's in biology from the University of Louisiana at Monroe. Madeline Sauce has been a volunteer manager on the Snapshot Wisconsin team since August. Her favorite animal to see on the Snapshot camera is the long-tailed weasel. I hope we see one today, preferably frolicking in the snow. We also have Demetra Toniolo, who joined the team as a volunteer management person in August as well. She grew up in Sheboygan County, Wisconsin, received a bachelor's of science in biological sciences from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and has held a variety of natural resource positions since. And then we have Liv Gripko, who's been with the project for 2.5 years, helping to support volunteers, maintain equipment needs, process data, design outreach materials, and more. She obtained a Bachelor's of Science in Biology from the University of Wisconsin Parkside in pursuit of one of her many passions, which is natural resource conservation. And then we have Farrell Graham, who's been a volunteer management coordinator with Snapshot Wisconsin for the last 4 years. He attended UW-Madison for grad school before joining the team and enjoys working alongside volunteers to capture so many great wildlife photos across the state. So clearly you have a team of experts and there's a bunch of them who will be able to answer questions in the chat as we go. So you are well supported. So throw all the questions you have, even if you think it's silly. I, for one, will answer or ask all kinds of ridiculous questions. So join me in that, I hope. All right, I'm going to pass the mic over to Mac, our team leader here, to share a little bit more about what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. We're excited to talk to you all today. So my question to you all is, have you ever seen an animal while maybe you're walking your favorite trail or maybe even driving around? You spot an animal and you wonder, what species is that? Maybe you wonder if it's native to the area or not, specifically to Wisconsin, or what family does it belong to exactly? So Snapshot invites everyone to discover wildlife together. It's a project that allows users to view tons of wildlife images and to practice their wildlife ID skills and learn more about each species. So to get us started and get in the groove of classifying photos, we wanted to highlight this photo on the screen, and we're hoping you could give your best guess at what is in the photo by submitting it in the chat, and we'll see if anyone can get it correctly.
Oh, the answers are coming in so fast. You guys were ready, or at least two of you were very ready. Thank you, John and Gregory. All right, we have an answer for Fisher, Wolverine, Pine Marten, Fisher again, Fisher cat. I don't know what that is. Long-tail weasel. I also don't know what a Pine Marten is. Anyone? I mean, maybe it's this, so I won't actually get an answer to that yet. Otter.
So
Sorry, go
Primer,
ahead.
I will say, is in the same family as this.
Oh, all right. So those of you who thought Pine Marten, you're close, but very wrong. All right. It looks like we're getting the same answers across a bunch of folks. Thank you. The library's participating. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so some of y'all got it right. We're looking at a fisher. So some identifying characteristics is that long tail that they have. It's usually the length of their body itself. You could also usually see their ears. I compare them to teddy bear-like ears, and they can be quite cute in my opinion. So those are some identifying characteristics for this guy. But just to kind of jump back a little bit and explain a little bit about the project. So Snapshot is a community science project through the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. We have partners, or we partner with volunteers across the state who deploy and maintain trail cameras for us. So we have a little over 1,800 volunteers who host trail cameras for us, and they help us maintain 1,850 trail cameras. So the map that you see on the screen is our current distribution of trail cameras across the state. So the orange indicates that a trail camera is out there. And so the images collected from these trail cameras are sent to Zooniverse, where volunteers from across the world, not necessarily just in Wisconsin, can help classify the wildlife in the images. And so that is why we're here today.
Awesome. Sweet. So we are going to, instead of showing you all how to get started immediately, we're going to do an example together before we share all the instructions. For those of you who have done this before, go ahead and get started classifying. I'll show you the page that you should be on, and we could drop that in the chat, but we'll send the full instructions later on. So I'm going to go ahead and change my screen to where I am here. I'll go ahead and click on this page. And so for those of you who are familiar, this Thank you. Perfect roll and timing. Okay. And so we're looking at a Zooniverse page. So before we jump super straight into this, this is a platform that's used to classify images, and it's not all images of animals. You also see like galaxy images and spectral graphs, whatever, anything. There's a lot of them. And so we're partners. SciStarter is a partner of Zooniverse, and so we host a lot of Zooniverse projects on our website for people to find, and this is one of them. And so when I'm looking at this, I need to be aware of a menu at the top, the image I'm supposedly looking at, and then a whole lot of stuff for the protocols, the instructions for participating. All right, so I have an image in front of me. What should I do first, Mac?
Yeah, so the first thing I would do is select from the three images at the bottom. So when our trail cameras are triggered, it takes a sequence of three photos. And so cycling through these images can be helpful to get a different angle of the animal. So it could be really helpful to see what exactly you're looking at. And yeah, that was perfect how you zoomed in like that. That could be helpful as well. Um, if you did have a night photo, there's also a inverted, yeah, and that could be helpful to see different colorations on certain species. Um, so for this one, I am fairly confident this is a squirrel captured on the trail camera. So we have that classification list to the right, and you can select from whatever species that you believe it is. So yep, you could.
Squirrels and chipmunks?
Yep.
A flying squirrel is not an option for this. I'm pretty sure it's not actually a flying squirrel, but it's sideways and in the air, so it's just kind of
Yeah,
fun.
moving very quickly. So for each species, the questions that follow can be different. But for squirrels and chipmunks, we just want to know how many are in the photos and if there are young present, if you can tell. So for this one, I believe we only saw one squirrel.
Yeah, it looks like it just comes back around the side of the tree. Should I just assume that's just it, kind of like the same squirrel? Okay.
Yeah, I would.
A little
So
bit of a face. All
yeah,
right, just one young present.
yeah.
I don't think this is a baby squirrel. How common would you say finding baby squirrels would be?
Yeah, it can be hard depending on the species to tell young versus adult. For squirrels and chipmunks, the young would be a lot smaller than this individual right here. And also, sometimes you can only tell when you have an adult to compare to the young. So in this instance, I'm comfortable with saying it's no for young present. Yeah.
Awesome. And we got this handy identify button, so I'll click that. And it doesn't move me forward, so I can potentially add more if I see more. Um,
Right. Yeah. So a lot of photos will have two different species in the image. So this allows you, say, if there was a deer in the photo as well, you could select deer. But in this instance, we're only seeing a squirrel.
yeah, I don't see anything else. But I don't click nothing here unless there's literally nothing, right?
Correct. Yeah, that is possible. And you can scan the image really closely. And it's possible that the camera was triggered by some sort of vegetation. But we do try to weed those photos out if we can.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'll go ahead and hit done, and then it moves me to the next one. Ooh, what are you? Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll come back to this. I'm gonna show everyone how to actually participate. So if you're new to this, these are your instructions coming up. Also, I'm just gonna reiterate something that was in the chat from Tara, in case we have not caught you yet. If any of your libraries would like to be promoted to panelists, if you're in here as an attendee and you represent a library group, feel free to give a raise of hand, so my friend Tara can help you out here, and can add you up. Hi, Farmington. We see you. And I got no waves back. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, cool. Moving on. All right. So for participation steps, I'm aware that a bunch of you are on Zoom, so you can click buttons, but some of you, like the Farmington Public Library, are far away at independent desks and such. And so in addition to this, I also have a link above my head that says blog.scistarter.org. And if you go there, you can also find all the instructions there. So I'll jump to that momentarily after I show these steps on the screen. So we've got first step, create a SciStarter account. Why do that? This is on Zooniverse. Well, I'll tell you. The reason we're asking you to do this first is because everything you do on Zooniverse for a project that's also on SciStarter as a SciStarter affiliate project, that means all of those classifications you're doing today will count towards the 2.5 million ACKS goal, which is now been surpassed, but we're trying to get over like 4 million. Let's do it. So if you connect your account here, if you start with a SciStarter account, that means that all that work will automatically count, which is great because then you never have to worry about it again. It counts for life or the existence of your account. Once you have a SciStarter account, which is found at SciStarter.org, by the way, you will also create a Zooniverse account. So the only way we can grab those classifications to add into the big Acts of Science count is by having an account on both sites, the partnered sites. So you can create a Zooniverse account just at zooniverse.org. They don't have a login page, so instead you'll be clicking a button in the far right-hand corner. Okay. And at the end of this step, it says, take note of your username. Yeah, so your username is the important part here for being able to connect the dots between the two projects or the two websites. All right. Once you have a Zooniverse account, and I know some of you are probably still working on that, so apologies for rushing us forward. I just want to give you everything and then show you where to find all of it. That third step is how to do the connection. So once those two accounts exist, you can add your Zooniverse username to your SciStarter settings. And I'll actually show you where that happens. And then after that, you're good to go. So really quickly, it is a really quick process. So if I scroll over here for a moment, visit SciStarter.org. And from Zooniverse 2, I'm going to go up to the top because I'm already signed in and my username is up here. On the SciStarter page, I can go visit my info and settings like I did in the like I had in the instructions. And then I scroll way to the bottom, and there's this thing called affiliation integration, which is where I'm going to put my Zooniverse username. You can also do this for iNaturalist if you would like to. I have an iNat account, so I also added that. All right, a lot of things coming at you. For those of you who want this link, I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. So if I go to the blog, which is scistarter.org, or sorry, blog.scistarter.org, the first one on the list is the Animal Spot-A-Thon. And from there, I have a lot of resources, but it also includes the setup instructions. So if you get lost at any point, someone new comes into the room, this is a good link to send them to so they know exactly where to start. This is also where the recording will be after the event as well. All right. If there are any questions about setup, now is a good time to ask. You can raise your hand. I can enable verbal response too if you'd like. It's a lot to type, I'm sure. Okay. But then once you've done that, all you get to do is just look at animals photobombing in the woods. It's very pleasant. All right, no questions yet, but that does not mean we're ready necessarily. If you feel good about these instructions, you can do the reaction of thumbs up so you can tell us when you're ready to move on. And if you're just joining, again, the blog.scistar.org is the best reference point for what is going on. Yeah, of course. So Susan's asking where to connect the accounts again. So once you've created a SciStarter account and you have a Zooniverse account, you'll return to SciStarter and click the drop-down icon next to your profile name and select My Info and Settings. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this direct link, but I'll show you where to find that. So on my page, once it loads, I have a lot of tabs running, so it's probably not going to be the same for you. All right, so in the top right-hand corner here, it has my username as I'm signed in. My info and settings is what takes me to this page. And from here, at the very bottom of this page is where you'll see affiliation integration. All right. Scroll to the bottom of, oops, got all kinds of code here. Let's ignore that. Here you go. Ta-da. All right. All right, I'm gonna move us forward. If you need help with any of those steps, we can we can talk about it again too. How will we see our progress from Zooniverse in the SciStarter dashboard? Oh, I will show you mine. Although I'm a part of a lot of events, so it might take a moment to be honest. As a participant, here we go. All right, so you'll see it here. So we have so that's not a year because 2054 has not happened yet. But if I click on contributions, I can see my work over time. So for example, on February 6th, 2026, my stall catchers and iNaturalist game was on at 291. But I can show my last 30 days. Did a lot of stall catchers on the 16th. I was signed out for some of it into a different account, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to use my real account. Cloud spotting on Mars was also another event here. That's on Zooniverse, so it'll show up on here too. Yeah. So I mean, I usually am in random accounts though, so that's why you won't see it on mine. Sorry. Sorry, I'm on new accounts to show you how it works. All right. We can come back to any of those pages too, so we'll do that if needed. Okay, cool. All right, so let's do a couple more examples before we leave you on your own. If anyone has an idea of what this what this animal is, feel free to drop it in the chat so we can know what you think. It's always really exciting to not find deer, even if the deer are very cute too. It's just shocking to see such a fun image. What is it even doing? Going backwards? Huh. I think it is going backwards. All right, we've got a lot of answers for otter.
Testing material.
What do you think it is, Vero?
Oh, I was just commenting. I think it's grabbing nesting material.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
That
it's like
makes a lot of
piling
sense.
all of the stuff up and then going forward.
Interesting. Okay. So we have a couple of options, which would be muskrat, river otter.
Mommy, we're not.
Oh,
Oh, and
Sophie had
Sophie?
had an idea. What did you
What
think
do
it
you think it
was?
is?
I thought it was a raccoon,
Is it a raccoon?
but I don't think. Well, it doesn't look like a raccoon.
Okay.
No. Why doesn't it look like a raccoon, Sophie?
Because it doesn't have the stripes on the tail.
Yes, you're so smart. Amazing. Did you give her a script?
No,
Good observation.
we were just doing it and we had 4 raccoons in a row. So we got some
Oh.
good raccoon practice, identification practice.
Amazing. Okay, well done. Well, I think I agree with, or at least I want to look into whether or not it's an otter because it is really cute. And usually I think otters are cute, which is not a scientific term at all. Oh, that's funny. Okay. But we do get these lovely reference photos. So, what does my expert team think here?
Yeah, Emma, this is Demetra talking. We definitely agree that this is an otter. Often when you see otters, they will look wet because they like to go hunting in water and they usually live not far from water. Also, that tapered tail. Otters' tails are usually really thick at the base and then they come to a point. And I think when you selected otter from the that first image, seeing that shape of the tail and the way the back is, and then the fact that its fur is wet are all kind of telltale otter.
So cute. Can you tell me if it's young or like what is the tip for finding young otters? Is that ever going to happen or are they hiding?
Young otters is another hard one. I don't think in the 6 or 9 months that I've been here, I've seen or confidently been able to see young otter.
Okay.
I typically wouldn't identify an animal as young if it was by itself and I didn't have a reference for another. So if this otter had another one that was maybe half its size next to it, I would say that there were young present. But because we're just seeing one individual, there's not really any identification for otters on whether or not they're young or adults. Some other species like deer, we can see spots on the young, but with otters, it's mostly going to be a size comparison.
Okay.
We don't have any other otters in this image to compare it to.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, as far as activity goes, maybe we have some deep knowledge of like whether or not a baby would be seen building a nest or something. But otherwise, like it's not really, it's not as common. So if we're super, I mean, if I thought it might be a a young otter, I might go to Dun and Talk to maybe say, what do you think? Then we can share that too. We have a question in the chat. I just want to double check. So for anyone who was in the process of going from signing up on both accounts to find the actual project, you can go back to Zooniverse and go to projects. I believe it's also in our in our list of links on the blog. You can go to Snapshot Wisconsin page. I'm going to open it here, and it will open up for you to get started via this one button on the front page. Okay, hopefully that helps. All right. Cool. All right. So, could you review what to do if you're not sure what you're seeing? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and look. Let's go back to the example. All right. So I did know what this was, so I'm going to hit done. But maybe I have, okay, sorry. Don't do this. Don't do a refresh. Try your best. Oh, good. Okay, perfect. What on earth is that? What do I do if I'm not sure? Oh, it's a ghost.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that you can do if you aren't sure. Um, we have a field guide available on the page just to the right of the photos. You could select that and scroll through various species. You get reference photos, descriptions. You could also learn about where you might see them throughout the state. So that's definitely a great tool if you're just beginning your wildlife identification journey. A second thing that you could do, let's say you have a guess at what it could be when you're selecting a certain species. Um,
Mhm.
Maybe if you just select, yeah,
This would be my best guess based on size and its legs.
yeah. So you get reference photos to what your guess might be. And you could scroll through them just like Emma is. And then right below that, there's a more info section.
Oh. Mhm.
And this gives a description as well as species that it's sometimes confused with. And if you were to click that, so elk might be and one that's confused with deer. So if you select that, you get reference photos for elk and a description as well. So you're able to compare the two. And then if you still aren't super sure, we ask you to give your best guess. Every photo is viewed multiple times by different users, so until the photo reaches a consensus. So don't worry too much if you don't feel 100% confident. The photo is reviewed further by other Zooniverse users, and then it also photos get reviewed by our team as well. So it's okay to make your best guess in some of these instances.
Awesome. I like that. I mean, that's something we need to talk about in every event too. If you're new to citizen science, usually, almost always, your participation is not what the scientists will automatically use. We use the power of the crowd. We use a lot of consensus in order to get to a research grade answer. So if you're worried about making mistakes, make those mistakes. Just make your best guess to avoid foolish mistakes. Make a good mistake. And
Emma,
so
I
it
have
will not.
one that I just came up that I want to show.
Ah, yeah, totally. Go for it. Also, we had some questions in the chat that I would like to address once we see this awesome photo. I'm ready for the action.
Do you see it?
Oh no.
It's so cute.
So
Lucky you.
cute. I gasped. I was so excited. Are those three babies? That's not an adult in the front, is it?
Uh, it looks bigger,
It
but
does
maybe
look
it's
bigger, but
perspective.
that's also perspective. It could be because it's like
Yeah.
closer to the camera.
You got a lot of hearts going up, by the way, for
I
the
know. Okay, so we'll go to bear, right?
Mhm.
And then I don't know, one adult, two young? Probably.
That's what I would go with too. Yep.
You're
All
getting
right.
So, question about this then, because when you clicked on bear, there was only those two questions. And we have seen some examples of animals that you do want more information, like with the deer. And
Mhm.
so, we'll talk about more about like the big picture of like what are we doing this for in general momentarily. But I am curious if like, have you ever been asked to re or have you ever thought of requesting more information for smaller projects, or have you been asked to add like questions based on an interest or a curiosity in science? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. We've changed the questions a little bit over time. So, for instance, on the deer classifications, it asks for those behavior questions where that's the only species we ask that for. And that was used for a specific research project a handful of years ago. Um, let's say turkey, for instance, asked the number of young or poults that you see in an image, and that was for an ongoing turkey research project where they wanted to know the specific number of polls. So yeah, the research questions throughout time have definitely influenced the questions that we ask.
Okay, so if you've been participating for a while, you might be surprised by a new question one day. Tara, before, I was going to suggest you add
Oops,
it to
sorry.
favorites.
I
That's
can
okay.
go back though. You can go back.
You can? How do you do that? Oh, there we go. I hear myself echoing. That's funny. Okay.
So
Nice.
I think you
Yeah.
to leave a note about it, a
Oh, no, I
hashtag.
was just going to suggest you give it a heart in the like bottom right underneath the photo.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right,
You
right.
can write a note too.
Right
Oh,
here.
this would be a good one for Mac. What is the hashtag you were wanting people to use?
Yeah, hashtag SuperSnap. Folks can do this as they're classifying. They can use it for some really funny photos, really cool images, or beautiful photos. And once a month, our team looks through the Super Snaps and highlights one per month, where we have a special top board where you can go and view the Super Snap.
I think Tara might have found all of your super snaps from today and this month. For everyone who was not here earlier, at our first event of this project, we also had Tara share her screen for two bucks having a fight.
But
It
yeah,
was,
I missed which hashtag I should put, so I was like
oh
searching
no.
them and I put big bucks.
Yeah,
I found a hashtag big bucks and that's the one I hashtagged. I don't know.
it works. At least it makes sense. Okay, so before we move forward, we do have a couple questions about where this data is coming from. So, can you tell me, any of you, where is this data coming from? Is it only in Wisconsin? How is there an opportunity to provide data, etc.?
Yeah, so these trail camera photos are coming from volunteers from across the state of Wisconsin. The volunteers monitor trail cameras either on land that they own or even on public land, so land that might be managed by the Wisconsin DNR or the National Forest. Um, but yeah, so it's a great opportunity to kind of get out and see what's in, your neck of the woods. There's a few stipulations we have. So the state of Wisconsin for our project is broken down into a grid system. So each grid, oh, great photo. Grid is about 3 by 3 miles in square miles, and it's broken down at the county level. So there's a lot of grids, and we're always, if you're living in the state of Wisconsin and you want to host a trail camera, feel free to put it in an application, and we'll be happy to, get you a trail camera.
Awesome. Yeah, and if anyone needs that link, would one of you mind dropping it in the chat for us too? Are volunteers able to learn about the terrain near the specific camera? That seems like it would be really helpful in identifying the animal correctly. That is a great question because we talked about this a little earlier. Remind me, how do we find out more about where this image is coming from?
Um,
Oh, the info, subject info.
County level.
yeah, if you go below the photo and select subject info,
There we
you
go.
can see that what county the image was collected. We do only provide information to the county level just because we have a lot of volunteers who host trail cameras on their private property. So we only provide to the county level. But a little bit later, we'll be showing you our data dashboard, which shows the detection trends throughout the state. So you can go on there to view each county and if they've detected a certain species.
Awesome. And I'm trying to remember what example we had hours ago. That was, oh, it was the bunny. We were determining between cottontail and a snowshoe hare, but because of its location in a county that was in the southern side of the state of Wisconsin, we determined it was a cottontail, I believe. Yeah, okay. So that was very helpful. Although me being not from Wisconsin, I would have to Google a lot of counties, which is also good. So if you need to, like in this case, actually, I think it is a red fox, but this is one of those ones where I mean, it looks like a domestic dog from the back in black and white too. So, um, is there, I mean, I'm looking through reference photos here to determine, is there anything about location that would help me for this one?
Yeah, I could take that. There's actually a question in the chat that I was going to answer as well. it kind of correlates well with this photo. It's
Mhm.
from Clearfield Public Library. Any tips on making ID of coyote, wolf, fox when in nighttime photos, and little to use for scale. So yeah, this is a canid. And so a few different distinguishing factors between each of these different canids. So in Wisconsin, we have coyotes, wolves, and then two different types of foxes, actually, the red fox and the gray fox. A key feature about the red fox is they usually have kind of dark, like sock-like markings on their legs, and there's usually a very distinct white-tipped tail on the red fox. And that can be distinguishable in nighttime photos when there's no color present. So you can't see that orange color. But with the gray fox, one of the distinguishing factors is that dark stripe down the back of the tail. So in that photo there you have to the right as an example, that dark stripe down the back of the tail. That's a very key giveaway to a gray fox. So looking at this photo to the left, I don't see a dark stripe down the back of the tail, and I'm not seeing that white tip or the black sock markings on the legs. So I'm actually leaning more towards this being a coyote.
Oh.
Another, in this question, it also asks like how to decipher between coyote and wolf. When we talk about the data dashboard later, we can analyze a little bit deeper, but wolves are usually only found in the northern half of Wisconsin, and coyotes are throughout Wisconsin, so they can be in the north and south. So you can use the location to determine if this is a wolf or coyote, but based on features, wolves have much bigger, blockier heads and more smaller, rounded ears versus coyotes have more pointy, narrow heads with pointy, large ears. You can also look at the legs of wolves. They have very long legs in comparison to their body and very large feet. Coyotes have very small, petite feet, and their legs are more proportionate to their body. So looking at this photo, the proportionate legs to body ratio, the tail, the ears, I think this is a coyote.
Wow. Okay, that was very helpful. That was so many different animals we just went through too. So, man, I would not. I mean, I'm used to seeing coyotes too, so it does definitely look like one. Um, wow. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and hit with one. It doesn't look old, but it doesn't look like a baby, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit no, and then
Yep.
hit identify. I really like this picture too, so I'm gonna add it to my favorites.
I have another good one.
Ah, okay. Let me hit done and then stop my screen share. Go for it.
Okay. Does everyone see it?
Almost. There we go. Yes. Ooh.
I know.
Nice.
Oh,
So what do you say?
I wasn't sure where it was at first.
I know it's down at the bottom. So I think it's a Fisher, but I'm curious what other people think.
Ooh.
One of y'all want to take it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I can take this one. So a fisher is a good guess. And I mean, a fun fact is that, fishers, otters, weasels, they're all in the same family called mustelids. And these are actually, even though they're absolutely adorable, they're vicious predators. Um, so if you're looking at this animal in particular, one thing you want to notice about fisher is they tend to be very, very furry and like darker colored.
Hmm.
And I know you can't get a good glimpse of the tail. So I know this makes it kind of hard, but fishers have a really long tail that's like the same length as their body, if not longer. And they tend to have these like little teddy bear ears. It is kind of hard to tell in this. But I would say that you can kind of see in the photo that this animal has like a lighter patch of fur underneath its chin, which is a sign of an otter. And it's pretty low to the ground and kind of flat, and they like to slide around on their bellies a lot.
Are their
So,
hands different at all?
I think so. Otters have a little bit more webbing between,
Yeah.
but that's kind of hard to see in this photo fully. I think that would be pretty hard to see in any photo.
All right, we'll go with otter.
Otter. I want to see the feet up close, like Susan recommended in the chat.
Oh,
Show
can
me
we
that
zoom in?
feet, that foot. Oh no, that are yeah.
It
Yeah,
did look like webbing to me. I don't know, but maybe that's a little hard to see.
Wow.
But the light color, I think that's what the big giveaway is.
Mhm.
Lighter color.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, that's a good one.
I'm gonna
Good
keep
call.
finding good ones.
I know, and I'm excited for it. Have there been any particular favorites of the teams? This is a nice segue because I'll show them. What are our favorites?
so many.
Oh man.
Yeah, we've collected over 100 million photos over the years since the launch of the project, so there's a lot to choose from for sure. We do actually have a photo library that is accessible to the public with some of our very favorite photos. One of my teammates can link that in the chat for you guys to browse.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and share it too while we're. Oh. All right. Any particular animal you want me to find, Liv? What's your favorite?
I love fishers. I love possums. It's hard to choose just one.
Opossum, right? Not possum. Still very confused by that. Oh, these are cute, dare I say. Oh, yeah, these
Oh.
are good ones. These are very good. Yeah, if you ever just need a moment to just stare at fun animals, you know where to go now. You know where to go. Let me look up Fisher.
Yeah, and our team adds photos to these pretty often, so we definitely encourage folks to check it out every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, they're so sweet looking. Okay. You said Fisher was very evil? No, predatory. Which one?
It was vicious, but they are cute teddy bears.
Yeah, they look very cute, but deadly somehow. Oh yeah, this one's coming after the camera. So we know it's very vicious. Okay. Amazing. All right. So while a lot of you have gotten a chance to actually start participating in this, I want to check in on how we feel about this project. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with a program that allows you to share how you feel about it. So I'm going to go ahead and resume that. You should be seeing a screen with a QR code. So if you are on a laptop with us in Zoom, you can click the link that Roland just dropped into the chat. Thank you. And add in the code 6626. 5347, and that means you'll be able to answer these questions. If you are from far away, you can also scan from your phone to scan the QR code and be a part of this too. So I see 4 of you have been able to figure it out, and that's growing. So awesome. I'll repeat again. You can scan the QR code with a mobile device, and that lets you enter it. And then you can also just type in menti.com and the code, which is also in the chat for you if you prefer. If I scan it, I get in and I can type something like, I like deers now. I'm so happy for you. I know that, what was the thing I discovered? We will not see, what was the animal we were talking about in the last one that was like, oh, maybe it's possum. Possum will never be in here. It'll have to be an opossum. Sparks my curiosity. Tricky, but super rewarding when you find a super snap. Yeah, totally. Thumbs up. It's cool. Fun trying to ID the animals and cool pictures, learning more about wildlife and our environment, user friendly. Yay! Okay, this is great, y'all. I love going on game drives, looking for wildlife. This is so much fun, and I'll see animals we don't see often in South Dakota. Nice. Trying to figure out what they are doing. Great question. I will we'll come back to that one. My homeschool group is going to love this. Yes, they will. Absolutely. This is for anyone who's a teacher out there. This is a really fun brain break. If you just want to take a moment to do a productive brain break, which seems counterintuitive, but it's nice. I get to see animals that are cute and I didn't know existed. Yeah, if any of you are international too, hopefully this is a nice like biome change to see what else is out there. All right, excellent. I also want to know, how confident do you feel about all this stuff? Is this seemingly easy, medium? You can give us a number, 1 to 5, 5 being super confident, 1 being, I don't know what we're doing. What's going on? How do we feel about this? How do you feel? You feel animal photos. Love it. I'm assuming that was for the previous one. Sorry. We've moved on. What's our confidence level? I feel okay, maybe 3, but I'm sure it will get better. Yeah, absolutely. Really good about deer. Awesome. It's okay, but I don't really know how to see if it's young or older. Yeah, I feel that way too. I feel like it's less common to see younger, so it might be more of like a, oh wait, maybe I should look at this a little bit more. Um, so hopefully you can go with the majority. Some are easy, others are challenging. I feel pretty confident. The tip on rabbits was helpful. I wouldn't have thought to see where snowshoes versus cottontail are. I didn't either. When we got to that question, I was like, I don't know what to do here to determine which one. And so thank you to our expert team for helping me figure that out. All right, night images are hard. Okay, we can definitely do some examples there. There are some mysteries out there. Always. There will always be mysteries out there. Amazing. All right. I feel like I could identify with my deers with my eyes closed. Perfect. Thank you for participating. This means that you're doing great things. Fairly easy. Field guide. Yeah, totally. I just identified a whooping crane. Cool. Oh, I wish we could have shared screen for that. All right, you're welcome to keep answering questions in this thing. I'm going to jump back to our observation to do a couple more, and then we'll take a different kind of brain break to give you some creative license for what these animals are doing. But we'll do a couple more before then. So, oh,
Uh,
this is a great example of the what do you do when you're honestly, this looks like a kangaroo to me, like the head of a kangaroo. What is the most kangaroo-like of the animals in Wisconsin? Um, Deer, I assume.
I would
Okay.
go here too.
At least this time I don't have to say adult head not visible. This is very clearly I only see the head. So we're gonna go with antlerless. I don't think I see any spots, but for anyone who's trying to figure out young and older for deer, if you see spots, young. If you don't, not young. Although there were some interesting examples here too. So if anyone's run into, and I'd rather someone else in the group explain it, but there is a system for figuring out whether or not antlers should be classified as antlers or if they should be classified as no or antlerless. Last time.
Yeah, sorry. This is Demetra. I'll answer that one again. So if you look at the field guide, we generally will classify a deer as antlered if the antlers are longer than half the length
Uh-oh.
of the ear. If they're shorter than that, when the deer's antlers are first coming in, they kind of just like look like little nubs. So if they are shorter than half the length of the ear, that's kind of um, our gauge for whether or not they're antlered or antlerless. So longer than half the length of the ear is antlered, and shorter than half the length of the ear would be antlerless.
Okay, perfect. So this one I don't have to worry about it too much, but if I end up seeing one that's got stubby little antlers where the ears are much larger, I'm like, that's not an antler yet. That's just, you're trying. It'll get there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess on the movement here. Moving, can't tell otherwise. And this is optional too, right? So the behavior, if you're really unsure, you can just leave it blank.
Yep.
Cool.
I have
And
a
next.
good stumper.
Yes. Okay. Wait, stumper as in,
Like
oh, I got a turkey.
as in we need to debate it a little bit.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you might be referring to antlers.
Okay. Because of the little white on the tail, could this be a red fox or could this be a deer? I'm thinking it's a red fox because I feel like deer tails are stubbier. But I don't know. I love thoughts.
Yeah, that's a great observation, Tara. I agree that this is a red fox. Good job picking out the white tip of the tail. I wouldn't say that this is a deer just because of how low to the ground it is, number one. Deer are quite tall compared to a fox. But also for deer, It's actually just the underside of their tail is white.
Hmm.
The top side is brown, and sometimes you can see a little bit of the white peeking out, but they don't have like a distinct tip that's white on the tail. So good job. Yeah, this is a tough one, but that's definitely a red fox.
Yay! Thank you.
Well done. I don't know what I would have gone with first for that one. Just getting the tail. All right. Do
It
we?
might be because I read a lot of Eric Carle with my daughter. Red fox looking at me. No, nobody
Oh,
else.
maybe.
A classic, and so I guess it was on my mind.
Gotcha. Well, it's a good thing to have in mind for this. The more animal identification with kids means you're probably very excellent at this. Um, I'm thinking there's two in this. Do we agree that this is also a turkey in the corner?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sweet. Okay. Um, turkey. Oh, it's pretty obvious when it's a baby, but it doesn't look like I don't see anymore. So just those two. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and identify. All right, if we're feeling good, it feels like most of us are feeling confident-ish or confident a little getting there and in getting practice. Do any of our libraries that are here, if you have any, if you want to share anything about how you feel about this project or how your people are doing, feel free to either drop in the chat or give me a raised hand so I can prompt you to be on camera and audio if you'd like. But you don't have to, just a recommendation if that refers to anyone. Oh, and there was a question from Grosse Pointe Library. My friend from Grosse Pointe, do you want to join via audio to ask? Catherine? I don't know where you are. Oh, yes, you are. Okay. Okay, awesome. I've hit a button to prompt you, I think. We'll see. There we go. Hello.
Unmute. Hi.
There we go. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. This has been a lot of fun. So that was our question, was that great tip about, because I've definitely misclassified some deer so far because being antlered versus not antlered. So our question was, that kind of cool tip is that sort of thing we would find in the field guides for all the animals.
Yeah, so there are those same tips. That's actually where I always go to whenever I get a question about classifications. So I go straight to our field guide. I think this is the one that's describing the difference between an antlered, an antlerless, and a young deer. So we typically only want young deer to be classified if you can see the spots, and most young deer will lose all of their spots by the end of summer and fall. Antlered and antlerless deer, same thing. We want to know if it's an antlered deer. This one right here, this picture is really, really hard. I would probably call this an antlered deer because they do look a little bit longer than half the length of the ear. And that's what we're looking for with antlered or antlerless deer. And then that's definitely an antlered deer, the one down there. And that one up on top, you can clearly see the spots on the back of that fawn. So we do, yes, have a description, and then there's often pictures in the field guides on what to look for. And then there'll be notes about this animal might look like this species, and here's how to distinguish them. So when we were looking at otter and fisher tails, we learned that fisher's tails are about the same length of the body, and they're usually pretty fuzzy or kind of furry looking, where an otter's tail is tapered and usually wet looking. So those are some key features to look for with mustelids, or the family of animals that otters and fishers are in.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's the comparison. Ooh. Oh, so cool. Okay. I wanted to know because it was sent to hosts and panelists, but I just want to mention, thanks, Wendy, for mentioning this at the Buchanan District Library. Having a great time. We have groups working hard on identifying their animals. This is really straightforward, even for those who aren't as tech savvy. Yes, sweet. That's great to know. If you do want to be a little bit more tech savvy or learn how to be more tech savvy, there is a button on the blog post. So as a reminder, if you go to the thing above my head, it's blog.scistarter.org. That first blog is this event. And on that page, there includes a thing that says optional, join the Access Science leaderboard for April. So if you're interested in joining the leaderboard, I'll drop it into the chat without all the nonsense behind it. And I'll click on it too. You can join this leaderboard, and it will, over the course of April, we'll be able to see this month. So over the course of April, we get to see what awesome participation people have done on these projects that we're talking about. So today being Snapshot Wisconsin, and then otherwise from all these other ones that people were interested in too. So like, oh wow, that is a lot. Sweet. Good job, folks. Okay. Really good to know. Awesome. Okay, and then I will go back to where I was. And you just have to click that leaderboard button. Roland did drop just a different link in the chat too. Both of them work. They go to the same location. And if you click on that, it automatically puts you in there, but you won't be able to see yourself on here in the list until you start participating. So once you start participating, once you're in it, then you can you'll start showing up on the top contributions leaderboard, and you can find yourself in the big list if you'd like to. Yeah, some really awesome folks in this list. Yay! Any recognizable names? I don't know who that first one is, but great job, whoever that is. Okay. Hero the librarian. We got librarians on here for sure. All right. Awesome. And that is optional, but we'd love to see you on there. It's nice. Okay. All right. Tara, do you want to take us through the caption, or not the caption, oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
This is already fun. What are you talking about?
I have a hair versus snowshoe dilemma that we need to address. After that, I'm waiting.
Okay, perfect. We'll be ready for it. Okay,
All
so
right.
this is
Yeah.
another Menti. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, another Menti. It's a little just fun brain break based on these images. We have taken the color out and are curious what you think the color of this animal is in real life. So go ahead and add. You can add multiple colors too. Is it purple? That would be cool. Orange and brown, red, gray, reddish brown.
Also, Susan will totally answer your question in a moment here. That's a great question. We'll talk about that.
Gray. If you type in the same color, it'll get bigger. Red. And if you already know because you were here earlier, don't give it away. Couple more responses. Okay, we have a couple in the chat too. Red, red, gray, red. Let's see what it is. Let's see. All right, should we reveal it?
Yes.
The color is a red fox, but it is more orangish red. Yep, a red fox. That's right.
Awesome.
All right, next.
And just before we move on to, there was a question about the 0% completion. It's a new data set in there. So there's a lot of images we need to look through in order to get through to 1%. But maybe we'll get to 1% today. I don't know how that, I mean, we could probably do the math if anyone wants to, but I don't really want to. And then also that question about it feels weird to see nothing there. If you do see something in the corner, it shouldn't be nothing there, right? Or nothing here. It still needs to be something. If you put nothing here, does that remove it from the list so that you wouldn't even be able to look at it? Or is it you being the expert team? Like, would it still get to you if it's enough nothing's here?
No, not necessarily. We do review some of them just to make sure, not an excessive amount are being marked as nothing here. But essentially, if a photo gets marked 3 times as nothing here, it prevents it from being classified further. So it's definitely best just to give your best guess. Maybe it's like a small blob in the corner. You can go off of coat color. You could go off of size. Really just do your best guess and classify that way.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about that. I'm like, wait, would that make a difference? But yeah, absolutely. Let's keep it in the running. All right, your next one.
All right, what color am I?
I thought this one would be tricky.
I told you it wasn't going to be tricky.
Ah,
We gotta give it away. I said, Emma, everyone's gonna know the color. You said, there are lots of colors of frogs, but
it
I
could
think
be.
the shape and the eyes of this one give it away a little bit.
Really? Oh, okay.
Great question while folks are adding in the color, Emma.
Oh, okay.
For the acts of science, what is the act here? Each photo ID or one for the whole session?
Oh, no, every classification you make counts. So you should have upwards of 40 classifications by the end of these 2 hours, I feel like. So yeah, do not limit yourself to one. It's definitely more. We'll report the total from today, but the second you're participating outside of this event, absolutely report it. And I'll actually show you how to do that too. Thank you for that question, Alan. I will absolutely show you too soon. All right,
I'm
any
up to
other?
181 in these two sessions. So
Well done.
thank
And we'll
you.
show the total for the day, which is beyond the average day. I'm almost positive. So we'll take a look. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button.
You were all very correct. We did not stump you with this one. That is a neon yellow green tree frog.
Someone said brown, so I'm just gonna throw out that I did trick someone. All right.
I feel like the brown ones ha are like have more, I don't know, stuff on their backs, like
Yeah, like
eyelets
warts.
and things like that. Yeah. This one looks very smooth. Okay, this one might be a bit of a stumper. What color am I?
Hmm. And Geraldo in the chat says, if I lived in the US and
Red.
had a backyard, I would try to buy one of those trap cameras to send some images to the project. Absolutely. There are other camera trap images, by the by, or camera trap projects. And so there might be one locally related to you, Araldo, in either, I think you're my friend from Brazil slash Argentina. And so you might be able to find another project out there. I know Recap, let me recap might have examples, which is the Red
I'm
Iberoamericana
curious
project.
too, Emma, for folks that like don't have a specific project connected, but they still want to have a trap camera to see what they collect. Could they upload it to iNaturalist or another app? So yeah.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Yeah, if you have a camera trap to take pictures and you find a bunch of animals, feel free to add it to iNaturalist under your account and try to identify it because then it becomes research grade eventually too. So it does double duty on being informational for your terrain behind your home. Yeah. Okay, we have a bunch of
Oh yeah,
we have a lot on
this
here.
one was good.
Yeah.
Let me just take a look to see if anybody got it. Somebody else said iridescent for this one too. I can see why, because often with birds, if they are like really jet black, they have that sort of iridescent quality. But nobody got it. Nobody got it. We
Aha.
did
All
stump
right.
them on this one. This bird is black and orange. Ooh,
Isn't
we
it
love and a little
cool?
yellow. We loved this one.
The Campo Trupial. I don't remember where it's from, but it's somewhere in South America, I'm pretty sure. So it's a great bird. Excellent job, everyone. Amazing. All right, I will go back to our project here. As a reminder, if you got in here late, you can also go to projects in the corner and scroll down to then search for it. Snapshot. And it will show up for me there. Ta-da! And then I can get started with the one button. And I'll reiterate too, or rather, I'll ask. So we have a 0% complete right now because we've been able to complete 145, but we've done much more than that. So what does complete mean versus like this data set? Is there anything different from previous data sets?
Um, if I'm understanding your question correctly, so completed subjects are photos that would be classified multiple times by multiple users, and so it reaches a consensus. So 145 photo or trail camera images have reached a consensus, but the number above that, classifications, you all have made over 37,000 classifications, which is amazing. It just can take a bit longer to reach a consensus, but it's still the number of classifications have it's amazing.
Yeah, that is awesome. 90,000 left to go, but we have 32,000 people ready to help. So this is a great number of volunteers, by the way. I'm very excited for y'all. And it's a great year for Zooniverse because they just hit 3 billion or something classifications or volunteers, 3 million volunteers. I can't remember. They hit a really awesome thing recently. We'll take a look at our total amount too at the end of this event, but I want to bury the lead for a while. Oh, this is
Hold on,
like a,
I'm going to take over so that we can do
okay.
is it a snowshoe or is it a
Oh, perfect.
cottontail? Because I'm stumped a little bit. Okay, I know,
Okay.
and it's so cute. It's hopping. Look how long it hops.
Uh,
Could that give you a clue? It's hopping length. Is that a clue? Maybe. I'm curious what people think in the chat. So here's the snowshoe. I'm
let's
sorry,
go
the
get,
cottontail. I'll go to the snowshoe and see.
oh, the cottontail being in the snow is frustrating.
But I know, and they look very. I, I have my thoughts, but I won't share them yet.
Okay.
I'm
Any
curious in
bets in
the
the
chat.
chat? Okay, Susan thinks cottontail based on leg length. Okay. Leg length is a good one. No tail, no snowshoe hair? Huh? If it doesn't have a
If it
tail.
doesn't have a tail, I feel like
Oh,
this does have a tail. I don't know.
yeah. Might
I
just
feel like there's a
be,
little tail there. No,
yeah, I think so.
that's why I would go with cottontail, but I'm
What
curious from the
county?
experts.
Can you
Yeah.
see what county it's from?
Well, that's why I wanted to do this one because you had said the county clue, but can you so where would I find that?
Down below the photo, you'll see subject info.
Okay.
Select that. And it's from Brown County.
Where is Brown?
Very
Is this
free.
a Google?
Oh, so that's like right in the middle of the state.
Okay.
Oh no, tricky. Okay.
Wait, so what did we say? If it's in the north part of the state, it's more likely a cottontail? Okay.
Correct. Or sorry,
No.
the snowshoe hare is more.
A snowshoe. Okay. I'm
Okay.
going with cottontail.
I would be
Why?
comfortable with cottontail too.
Mhm.
What do y'all think?
There's like something about the fur coloring. I don't know. It's giving me a little bit more of that like patchy coloring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if a snowshoe is a little more uniform in its
Well,
fur coloring.
when we hit subject info before,
Yeah.
does it say um what time of month, what month was it?
Oh, okay. September.
September. Okay. I think cottontail
Yeah.
is my guess.
I would agree.
So the reason I asked that question is because snowshoe hares are only white in the winter months, so their fur will transition from a brown to a white. So if it was like, I think later in the fall, I might have guessed snowshoe hare, but I think the length of the ears look kind of short to me. And I feel like I can see a little bit of white on the bottom of
Yeah.
that tail, which is telling me cottontail.
All right. We did it. That was great. Thank you.
That was great. We had a question too about where to find favorites. I'm about to favorite this one so we can show where that comes from. But also, this is just an adorable picture. I don't think it's young because I don't see any spots, but the outlines on the eyes are just so fun looking. And so if I favorite this one, and if you favorite something of your own, I believe this is even hyperlinked. So oh, no, I can't. Just kidding. I wish it was. If I go up to my account, I can go to favorites just directly from there. There's also a thing called collections, so feel free to explore your News Universe account. If I go to my favorites, I can also see the other pieces too. So as of today, I have these 3 favorites from various projects. I have 5 from Snapshot Wisconsin. I've got one from, or a couple from Squirrel Mapper. I've got quite a few. So you can also look at a couple other things. Oh, here's all my pictures. Oh, wow. Okay. All my favorites that have been saved, which some of them are quite boring. Okay. But we got all kinds of stuff on here. Okay. All right, these are my specific favorites. Got it. So if I check what ones from here, oh yeah, someone had just a beautiful photo earlier, so I stole it. Or I'm planning to steal it. This is very like printable and put into a frameable. I love it. Okay, and we'll go back. I'm gonna go back to classify from there. and then keep going. Oh, I didn't classify my favorited one. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right. So how I'm checking in with our group here in the chat. If any of you want to ask more questions, now is a good time. I'm going to go back to, oh my gosh, you had a cow photo? How often are cows in here?
Yeah,
Is the
so
cow
for
even on this?
yeah, we don't have a specific one for cow, but like Madeline said in the chat, you would select other domestic for
Oh, other domestic, where are you? There you are. Okay. Wow, there's your cow. That must have been a good image. I love it. Okay, there have been a couple of cow photos. That's too funny. Thanks, Nikki. Oh, also, a few of you, if you wouldn't mind switching it to responding to all or to everyone, not just hosts and panelists, feel free to. You don't have to, but just in case you don't know, you're doing it. It wouldn't be a Wisconsin project without a few cows now, would it? Thank you, Demetra. That's wonderful. And then did we miss any questions that you wanted to answer, team? I'm not sure if I missed one. Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, great. In that case, then, I want to also direct our attention to a whole other part of this. So we have another person on the line today that's a part of our team. Her name is Sarah. She's here because we are also referring to a lot more than just just Snapshot Wisconsin when it comes to NASA projects. And so if you are loving all of this, that's great. If you want to explore more, including others universe projects or others, there are a ton for you to explore. NASA specifically has a whole section of the organization dedicated to NASA citizen science. And so there's about, I want to say it's like 30, more than 35 projects that you can explore, including things like lunar melt, where you're mapping craters, or Rubin comet catchers, which we're doing next week, actually. So hold the phone for next week. My favorite project, which is Dark Energy Explorers, among others, but that's one of my top favorites. And you can see all of them in that website at the bottom there, but I will also give you the one that's a little bit more convenient here, which is SciStarter.org/NASA. So if you were to jump to that page, you'll also see a lot more connected to us and our event series. So if you want to partake in more Snapshot Wisconsin and other NASA citizen science projects, we'll have many events coming your way. And that's the best way to go and find out what they are. So I'm actually going to pass the mic to Sarah because there's also a really fun opportunity for anyone who gets really into this to even dive even deeper.
Hi there. Thanks, Emma. I've been having fun following along with all the different animal things, and now I know the difference between, fox, coyote, wolf, snowshoe hare, cottontail. So I am the lead for a volunteer program, also has ambassador in the name. We are called NASA Solar System Ambassadors, and we are volunteers, over 1,000 strong, all over the United States and in some other countries. So we are a group of people who are NASA super fans. They love to talk about anything STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And they love different NASA missions and discoveries. They absolutely love NASA Earth Science. This project is a part of NASA Earth Science. So there's a URL on the screen where you can learn more about our program. Perhaps you'd like to invite a NASA Solar System ambassador to give a talk at your library. Perhaps you'd like to apply for the program. So there are options for you. But again, these are community members all over the country, and they love volunteering their time to talk about what NASA is doing, and they're comfortable doing events in all different venues, and they've been really active participants in our Acts of Science Connected and these live Do NASA Science Live events. So I'm grateful for their participation. We've had a lot of fun with Emma and the SciStarter team. And if you are a NASA Solar System ambassador and you're online, drop it in the chat, because I'm not sure I recognized any of the names. We had a few on this morning. But if you are a solar system ambassador, throw it in the chat and we'll wave at you. That's my plug. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, they're wonderful folks, and they've been so helpful on our other events, being able to explain questions about physics that I'm like, I don't know. So
yeah, that I certainly can't say anything about.
It's very helpful. They've been wonderful. So if that applies to any of you, you want to be able to talk about physics and other things and random projects, Absolutely look into it. You can also, no pre-knowledge needed here. You can also become a SciStarter ambassador too. Right now, you can become a SciStarter champion by taking a training that'll give you a certificate naming you as a SciStarter champion. And oh, yay, we do have a couple here. Brittany, nice. Hello, Solar System Ambassador. And as a SciStarter ambassador or champion, that just means you're certified in a lot of facilitation of citizen science. And if you become an ambassador by applying similar to the Solar System Ambassador one or application process, that means you're on our directory and people can reach out to you for help with events too. We have a lot of librarians on that list as well. So both ways, if you want to know more, just sign up for SciStar so you'll get our messages about applications are open, get it in. Yeah, we have a ton of ambassadors on the line from SciStarter here. So thank you to those of you I see in the chat. Nikki, hello. We have, I believe, oh my gosh, quite a few of you, but sometimes I don't always remember the names. I'm sorry. I did see a bunch of you. A bunch were on at the first one too. I guess it was just good timing. Andra is here. Amaris, I believe, and a couple others. Yeah, yeah, awesome job. Thank you for being here. Oh, yay! Soralta got their certificate for a SciStar champion the other day. Woohoo! Yeah, to do that, by the way, Roland, would you mind dropping the training link in the chat for ambassadors? It includes information about the previous training too. Yeah, awesome. Okay, yeah, thanks for being here, Sarah. Okay, so I'm going to go back and do a couple more, and then we should take a look at the data dashboard before we head out. So I'm going to check to make sure we're not missing any questions in the chat. No, we should be good. All right, let's go. Oh, this is definitely not an otter. That's for sure. So let me go back. All right. How often does the expert team here, how often do y'all participate in the project?
Like classifying photos, you mean?
Yeah, like as a volunteer, so to speak.
We classify on Zooniverse every now and then, but really we're more preparing the photos before they go to Zooniverse, just to make sure like the angle of the cameras are correct, and that there's not excessive number of blank images as well. And then the volunteer management team also provides expert classification. So for instance, there are certain species that can be a little trickier to classify than others. So wolves, for example, can be pretty tricky. So those photos go through further classification with our team. So we're more classifying that way rather than Zooniverse.
Okay, gotcha. Have you seen any particularly rare species?
Yeah, we have, I think, about 53 rare species to date since the launch of the project. Our most recent rare species is a moose, captured in Iron County. Yeah.
That's so big. It's the moose. There's only been like one, or how many sightings of moose? We can look at the data dashboard later too, but
Yeah, there's been I don't think the moose are on the data dashboard actually, just because
oh,
they are rare species for Wisconsin. They're only found at the very top of Wisconsin for the most part. I don't have the exact number, but I would say about like maybe 10 moose we've detected over the years. So
very cool. Not to be confused with elk, of course, which are more deer-like with their mooseness. Oh yeah.
large.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Any smaller animals that are rare species? I'm not sure what would not be found in um in
Yeah, the marten that we had mentioned earlier that looks very similar to the fisher. Those are rare species, and that's a smaller mammal. Whooping crane is also a rare species to Wisconsin. There's some other ones I'm forgetting.
Cougar is
Oh, yeah.
also rare. They more wander through Wisconsin rather than reproduce here. So we get the occasional photo of those as well.
Oh, and this one's collared too. Is this one from, are these pictures from the project?
That's a good question. I think so. That looks like one of our photos, but the collar could be from a separate research project. So we could report to those photos to different research projects that might have been ongoing in the past.
Very cool. Yeah, because that's, I mean, that's kind of a crazy find to see in one of those photos because
Mhm.
I don't know, I never expect to see collared animals. It's always a unique experience. Also, I can't believe none of these are babies. They look like they're babies, but I don't see any spots. I feel duped. And there's four of them. Gosh. Let me answer this question and then we'll come back. Deer, it's not a cougar. Uh, four. Oh yeah. Oh. Do any of you go out and work with the actual cameras, like work with the setting them up and everything?
For a small subset of them, there's a particular area of Wisconsin that we have trail cameras set up. So we'll go check those a few times a year, but for the most part, all the cameras are managed and maintained by the volunteers.
Nice. Yeah. So and I know we had someone, I'm curious, the person who does have a camera, if they're still here, I'd love to know what your experience is like. Or like, I don't know, if there's more to it than just hosting a camera. Like, do they get to see all the photos before they go to you, or is it an automatic? Oh, there were five? Oh no. Sorry, my previous photo, there might have been five. I don't know how I didn't count a five. Oh well. Oh, okay. We had a question from someone who is not here anymore, but it's still a good question. How are the locations of these protected creatures kept secret so others cannot go looking for them? Oh, thanks, Geraldo.
Yeah, so I can answer that. Um, so if you go and click on that subject info button at the bottom, you'll notice that our photos are the only location information that you get is down to county. And I don't know how many international people are in the chat, but counties are pretty large generally, and so it's broad enough that you couldn't really pinpoint the location of where this animal was based off of that. And also we do a really good job of making sure that like any sort of like identifiable features are kept out of photos. So like if there's like a building or a water tower or I don't know, even just a really big tree that someone could know where it is, we keep those photos off of Zooniverse to protect both the animals but also people's privacy.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, we don't want anyone. I know that's also an issue with other projects like iNaturalist. You can obscure things so that there's no actual location associated with it. So yeah, we do care care about those. Hey Gregory, glad to have you on online. I have the chance to review and classify photos from our Snapshot camera. I look forward to it every month. That's awesome. So it goes to like you classify before it even goes to them? I kind of want you to let me just make you a panelist. Gregory, there you are. If you'd like to, you don't have to, but would love to hear your experience for anyone who's interested. I think that worked. Yeah. Oh, nice image. Nice. Gotta love cartoons. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Oh, awesome. Hello.
Hey,
Do
yeah,
you
I've
get
been doing
yeah,
it
go ahead,
for
sorry.
about 6 years now.
Nice.
So, and we've got a pretty good location. We've had the camera in the same spot, so we get lots of deer, turkeys, raccoons, coyotes, foxes. So,
So, in your professional opinion, then, what is this animal on my screen? Because I don't think it's a fox anymore.
looks like a coyote to me
Okay.
is what I would have guessed.
Every time I want it to be a fox, and then it's not actually a fox.
Yeah, we see more coyotes than foxes in Rock County where I live.
Oh, that's definitely a fox.
Ooh,
So, do
there's
you?
two of them.
Yeah, this one's checking out the camera, it looks like, or at least suspicious about the camera. They're so cute. No, I think that's an adult. So do you get to classify the photos before it goes into the program, or how does that work?
Yeah, I go out, pull the SD card out, put in a new SD card, come back, upload the photos, and then I get an email, your photos are ready to review. And I usually go on the same day or night and review them and classify them. So if I don't, I think they go out here and they get classified, but I enjoy looking at them and seeing what's coming through our property. every month.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. I love it. Especially since it's your own area, right? So you get to know what's sneaking around while you're not paying attention.
And we have a couple of other trail cameras around that are just ours. And it's interesting how, like, our back property goes along a cornfield. And on that one, we'll see some interesting things. We saw like a bobcat once last year, and we see more of the coyotes back there, possums, skunks than we do on our snapshot camera.
Nice. Oh, that's so fun. It makes me want to put one up where my parents live, but they're not in nearly a cool location like Wisconsin. We did have a question in the chat about what happens with the data. I think I might have accidentally skipped over that. Can we talk big picture? What is all this for? Why are we looking at all these images? How does it help?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. So, all of the photos get transformed into usable data, and they are used to support wildlife management decisions. So, there's many ways that that can be done, but the biggest one is that we provide spatial and temporal trends for several different wildlife species across Wisconsin, and that information gets sent to what they call species advisory committees. And they use the snapshot data along with other data sources and information they get from the public to make management decisions. So we're just one part of providing accurate data for them to make the management decisions across the state. There's also different ways. So we talked about rare species. So our project is one of the ways that they track rare species across the state. And this might be a good chance, Emma, if we want to show the data dashboard. So
Starting from here in case anyone ends up going here first. So this is the Department of Natural Resources at Wisconsin. And I'm going to search for your project. Okay. Click on it. All right, now what?
Perfect. So all these tiles go to different things. So that one in the middle that says classify photo statewide, that would take you to Zooniverse. But if you go down one, you could go to view our data dashboard.
Loading. Come on.
Okay. So that's just like an introduction. But the data dashboard is a way to visualize the data that comes from the project. So on the left-hand side, you'll get a list of 22 different Wisconsin wildlife species. And if you were to select one, all the information to the right will repopulate. And so the map, for example, that Emma's hovering over, shows the detection of sandhill cranes across the state. So the darker blocks show that they've had a higher detection in that particular county. So this could be very helpful when you're classifying on Zooniverse. So we use a couple examples like snowshoe hare. This will show, yeah, the detection. See, they're only shown or detected in the northern regions of the state. So let's say the photo was from way southern Wisconsin. You would know by looking at the data dashboard that it's probably unlikely that the photo was a snowshoe hare. So it's definitely a tool where you could look here just out of curiosity. Maybe you're just wondering where certain species are detected across the state, or you can use it to help with classifications as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm already thinking about the animals that might be more unlikely going here and seeing, would it be a porcupine's probably not a good example. The wolf, maybe. Of like, does it, oh yeah, exactly. So the more northern situations where I'd be like, okay, it could be, or I'm being silly and I should just choose coyote instead.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I think the one I looked up earlier was just entertaining. Where are you? What was it? It was a pheasant. I'll just look at Fisher. How about that? I liked seeing them by month so you can see like when they're around. and not so much around.
Can
Yeah.
you do elk? Because that's what we
Yeah.
have a question. What was your question, Sophie?
Is it an elk or a deer?
Okay. Is it an
What
elk
is,
or
are you
here?
looking at one?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. So, well, what we know by this graph, if that's helpful, is that they're uncommon.
But well, look at the antlers though.
You're on, wait, hold on. You need to
Now
show your screen.
I took over the screen.
Oh, it's dual. Gotcha. Okay. Ooh.
Those are really
Mm.
big antlers, so we weren't sure.
What
So
is
Mhm.
that
let's look up
color?
subject info. Sawyer, is that really far north?
It is.
Yeah, and if I guess it would be hard to go back to the data dashboard, but yeah, it's one of the counties that
Ooh, I can
detect
find it for you.
elk. And yeah, elk are native to Wisconsin, but they were reintroduced a handful of years ago, so they are only present in 2 or 3 counties across the state.
Wow. Oh, reintroduced. So are they trying to grow the population of elk in Wisconsin?
Yeah, yeah. They only stay in certain areas. So like there's a couple state parks that they are detected at across the state. So
Well, the coloring too did not read deer to me on this one either, but what would you all say? Is an elk?
yeah, I'd say elk, especially the high or the rear end. You can tell because a deer would have like that longer tail where you could see the like white tail underneath, whereas this one has like the lighter color rear.
All right, so we got an elk.
Yeah.
Good job, Sophie. She said that doesn't look like a deer. Oh,
Well
sorry.
done.
Adult antlered. Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Yep.
Collar.
Ooh.
So what's called? Oh, because you said they are reintroduced. So this could be one that is, you can't tell though, right?
No, I can't tell in this one, but yeah, the elk would commonly have collars because they GPS track a lot of the individuals with collars. So yeah, you can't tell in this photo, but it wouldn't be surprising if you were to see one.
All right. Good job. Thank you.
Well done. Sweet. If anyone else on our group, by the way, wants to show off their cool pictures they see, feel free to let me know. I'm going to take a moment since we're still a good chunk out. I would like to invite everyone on to be a part of a group picture. So if you would like to, you can say yes to my panelist request, and that means you'll just join us on the screen to be in the picture. If you don't turn your camera on, but you join us, that means that you'll be showing your name, but not your face. Let's see here. All right. And if I don't click on you, please let me know in the chat if you're like, what? How did that happen? Or something happens. Gross Point, hi. I'm loving the overalls, by the way. Okay. Promote. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong button for one of you. Uh, sorry, there's so many of you. Let me quickly. Mesa. If it's just one face, that's perfect. If it's multiple faces, that's great. Any of the above. Okay, I just clicked a lot and then probably clicking people multiple times, so I'm sorry. Okay, Pearl River. Let's see, why is it not working then?
I see Pearl River
Oh, why is it not?
right on my screen. Pearl River, Alicia.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see
there
you
you are.
guys.
We can see
You're
you.
there.
Yeah, you're
You're
good.
there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, clicking a bunch probably too many times, so I'm sorry, folks. If you're like, please stop making me hit no. Okay. All right, I've hit a bunch of you multiple times. Anyone in the chat want to let me know if they still haven't gotten the request? Hello. Okay, Ashley, sorry, hold on. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, cannot connect to my camera. Oh no, Jesus, we'll get you a new camera. I mean, I won't, but someone will. Okay. All right, anyone else? Your last chance. My friends who don't have cameras on, I'm sorry. But if you can turn it on, please turn it on, even if it's just you. Because I know some of you are libraries. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this note taker though. I don't know why that happened. Bye, Alicia's note taker. Okay, because I don't want that in my picture. All right, cool. I'll go ahead and hit the screenshot in a moment here. Gotta wait for the notifications to go away. Okay, smile. Y'all look lovely. I'll do one more just for prosperity. Branson, get back in there. Yay! Awesome. Good job, everyone. You did such a great job of smiling. All right. If there were any of you who were like, oh, I had a great image, feel free to let us know because we can share a screen now that you are a panelist too. But I'll go ahead and share mine again with my survey tool. I do also want to show you all how to report Access Science if you do more outside of this. So I don't think I've talked about it yet anyway. If you do more projects and they're not SciStarter affiliates or you don't have a SciStarter account yet, you should totally join. You can also, oh, here we go. Here's the fireworks. Is it showing fireworks? Let me just double check. Okay, I'm seeing nodding. Thank you. Yes. We did it already. If you were late to this event, by the way, we got to 2.5, and by late I mean like I probably mentioned it like 3 minutes in. We surpassed 2.5 million like an hour or half an hour before we joined this event. So hooray! That does not mean we stop. Keep going. But if you end up here and you're like, okay, I did participate more, there's a bunch of buttons that say report, report. You could look up SciStarter or citizensciencemonth.org/report. Either way, you'll be sent to this page, which still tells you how many acts of science. But the bottom here, you can report your acts. So if you're just participating independently, you can click report now and say, my name is, or I want to be called Emma G. Select my country, I'm in the US. And then I describe, let's say, identified, oops, identified wildlife in camera trap images. I wrote that earlier, so it stayed for me. And I did this during this event, and between 2 hours, that means I did 150. That's not true because I've been distracted and conversational, but I will do 150 before the end of this month, that's for sure. And then I will specify which project it was for, and if it shows up, that's super helpful because I can just, oh, too many projects like that. Snapshot, Wisconsin. And then once I click that, I can just hit submit. This is a fake made up thing, so I'm not going to hit submit, but you get the picture. And you'll show up on the Wall of Fame on the overview too. So if you go back to the main page, we've got people participating from all over, and we have them listed here. So all of our friends who are doing stall catchers, Project Squirrel, iNaturalist, Monkey Health Explorer, that's a good one. They'll show up on here as well. You can supply that for your group. So if you participate with other people, you can hit report now and do that right here. And you can notify all the people who are part of it too. And that's it. Easy peasy. But if you are a SciStarter member, that means that if you've got your affiliation set up for these projects that are SciStarter affiliates, we'll take care of it for you, which is super handy. All right, and I'll just continue on for a couple more minutes because then we'll get many Access Science in there, and we can look at our final numbers for this event and close this out with some other information. Oh, and thanks, Roland, for dropping that link in the chat for us. Sweet. Okay, cool. Were there any questions that had come up during that time? I don't see anything. No, I think we're good. So sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going then. And then for this one, oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. I keep thinking my chat keeps moving. All right, so we're getting really good at these deer ones, I hope. So I'll go ahead and hit deer antlerless, and moving. I don't think we did the caption this activity either. So if we want to jump, Tara, do you want to jump to that actually? That one's fun. For those of you who are still here, which I hope is some of the more creative folks, we have some questions for you. Uh-oh.
Yes, let's do some fun captions.
All right. There we go.
Okay, caption this photo. What is happening in this photo? What would you say, Sophie?
I don't know.
Well, what do you see? Some deer?
There's some ostrich. Ostrich.
Ostriches? I don't
Oh,
think
I
those
wish
are
those were
ostriches, but
ostriches.
they are a type of bird, so good job.
Meeting of the minds. Neighborhood meeting. Those are the two we're getting in the
I like top secret meeting. Yeah, exactly.
face off. The folks in the previous event were relating it to probably what Sophie's thinking of, which is the ostriches and those insurance commercials.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
sure someone was talking about the insurance prospect of this conversation happening. Amazing. These animals are farting. Okay, yeah, possibly. Asking for directions. Yeah, I love it. All right. Battle to the death. Trying to picture a deer versus turkey, or are the deer watching the two turkeys fight? I wouldn't be surprised by that either. Do not pass go. All right, I'm going to show you a new one. New
All right,
brain. We're
caption
looking at
this photo. Look at that bird, Sophie. What's that? What's that bird doing on that other bird?
Got a thumbs up for it.
What do you think that bird would say to the other bird? Tweet, tweet, tweet. Thanks for the ride.
Free seating.
Can I have a ride? Yes, see?
Good to see you. Whoever sent that message. Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the ride, loser. So rude. Are these birds rude? Do we know these whatever the birds these are?
Red-winged blackbirds.
Yeah, are they rude?
This is Demetra talking again. They can be very rude. Red-winged blackbirds, especially right now in the spring, can be quite territorial and aggressive. So if you are in the Midwest and you're hiking and you come too close to where a red-winged blackbird is nesting, they will dive bomb you. They'll start to like fly down at your head and try to like hit you in the head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they can be very territorial and want to protect their nests. They're one of my favorite birds, though. So
okay, it's good to end on a positive note there.
I really like blackbirds, even though I've been nearly attacked by them multiple times.
Oh, it makes sense. I feel like some of these responses are very much understanding that. It looks very, I don't want to use the word pompous, but like some kind of like I belong here. This is my spot. And the thanks for the ride loser kind of fits the vibe of being a little bit of a rude person in the spring. All right, your final or second to last anyway. We got this one. It's a big picture now. I'll show you it again in the next one.
Look at those. What do you think those animals are?
I think they're a raccoon.
And?
I don't know what that one is.
Ooh, they're stinky.
They make stinky smell.
Skunk.
A skunk! Yay! Good job. Well done, Sophie. What do you think they're doing? Are they about to hug?
No, I think they're following each other.
Following each other?
Ooh. Yeah. It's Harry Potter
the
and
raccoon is
Voldemort.
behind the skunk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry, you can answer it now.
Follow me this way. So maybe Sophie's would be follow me this way.
Oh, that's very nice. I think that's best case scenario here. Alicia thinks it's Harry Potter and Voldemort. Oh, I know you. Hello. Galilea. Sorry. It's like the Spider-Man meme. Is there a Spider-Man meme that I don't know? Oh no. Okay, what
I
is this
think
meme?
they're
Can you
thinking of the
describe it?
one where all the Spider-Mans are like looking at each other
Oh man, I
from
need to
like
get
the
back on the internet.
Spideyverse. You don't know that meme, Emma? The three
I
Spider-Mans are okay.
I don't really participate
In meme
Clearly I need
culture.
to, or someone needs to send them to me. I like this. Are you my brother? Because you never know. Excuse me, you're in the way. You said it was business casual.
I like that when my roommate catches me getting a snack at 3 a.m.
Oh, I love this. Someone in the previous one wrote Romeo and Juliet, and I'm thinking it's more likely to be West Side Story because it's like giving each other the walk around.
Right. Two different gangs.
Beautiful. Yeah, they look.
Although that
like
is
these
based on Romeo and Juliet, so.
Yes, that's true. That's very true. All right, your final one, my favorite, because it's adorable. Look at that nose. I will click to the next one in a moment. There we go. You should be able to answer it. Let me put the QR code for anyone who needs to join still. It's me. It's me. Great starting one, I have to say. Snacks, gimme. Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there were some really interesting ones in the previous group. I kind of want to find them because those were genius about some, or I thought they were genius, but it's time for my close up. I'm Timmy. Is that a meme? I don't know. Hi, Cam. Feed me. 50-year-old dad taking a selfie. Yep. Can absolutely see that. Thank you for that in the chat. My mom's Ring camera when I forget my key.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love that. Let's see here. I will find the other ones too because they're funny. Where are my Sour Patch Kids? My friend has food. Fair enough. I would also be like that if my friend had food. I must be a raccoon in my animal existence. Oops. Uh-oh, I'm busted. Does it look like, I mean, it could definitely be I'm in trouble. I'm wondering if this raccoon stole the camera after this. Do we have any knowledge of that happening?
It's definitely trying, it looks like.
Have any of these gotten stolen from the animals?
Yeah, we had a beaver once take down a whole tree with the camera on it and drag off the tree with the camera. The whole thing.
That's wild. Okay, that's amazing. I had one steal my cell phone once. This was a beaver? Greg?
I think he means a raccoon.
Oh, raccoon. Okay.
Raccoon.
Oh, gosh. Man, okay, that's a powerful animal right there. We had also new phone who dis in the previous group. Where is my book? All right, librarian, I see you. Felt cute, might delete later. Hey girl, wake up, it's time to raid the neighborhood trash cans. And then there was one that was what's up, you guys? Welcome to a new YouTube trash unboxing video, which I thought was very clever. See, I know the internet sometimes. Okay. All right. All right, these are wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. In our final minutes, then I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share for a sec, or not stop my share. I will pause it so we can go and see how much we've done today, and talk about what this is actually accomplishing for the world and what you're a part of. So all right, if you're ever curious about the data, I'm gonna show you how to get there. See, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna go back to Snapshot, Wisconsin. You have a bunch of options here too if you want to learn more about the research. You can also reach out to this team. Expert team, would you mind dropping your email you provided last time in the chat too? I'll make sure it's in our blog afterwards as well. But if anyone has questions, they're very friendly. Ooh, we've gotten it back up to, gosh, I wish I remembered how many it was in the earlier event. Do we know? Is it something we can find out?
145, I think.
That
We started
was
with
like
today.
earlier this event. Was there a different number earlier at the first event?
I want to say I saw 80
Yeah.
subjects
We can watch the recording too to see if we can figure it out. I will find out. If you find out otherwise, let me know. You can hit view more stats, which is what I just clicked on to find out more. I know it says 0% complete. Someone asked about that earlier. This is one of many data sets. So 0% yes, but only for recent work. And then we have, oh man, I was aiming for 18,000 friends, and this is blowing it out of the water. So amazing work, everyone. Wow. Okay, I hope we beat whatever your top was before. Oh, okay, we got to beat this, whatever. Oh no. All right, that was a really good day, apparently. All right, never mind. I will lower my expectations. I think it's still possible, but wow, 28,000 classifications. Just bowing down to the volunteers here. Yeah, and this is, I mean, clearly it's not the most easy thing on the planet because we do have plenty of questions and guesswork to do during these sometimes. But this is amazing. I hope we get to find out too. If our team finds out how many new volunteers there are after today, that would be great to know too, because we'll be able to see just how, if it's a smaller amount than we expect, then that means some of you folks are just crazy working on these things. So amazing to work. Amazing focusing on this. Have to brag on our Farmington peeps. A couple got over 300 classifications tonight. Well done. Well done. Yeah. That's amazing. Congrats, Branson. And congrats to the two over there if they're still there. Hi, good job. Amazing. Okay. All right. So with that, we will be adding this giant number. Oh, nice. Multitasking too. Well done, Tara. 264. Another applause, yes. Um, Amazing. Okay, so we are going to report this number on all y'all's behalf, but if you participate any other time, please make sure to submit it to SciStarter as an act of science so that we can, or as many acts of science, depending on how many, so that we can make sure it counts and we get up to 4 million acts of science by the end of the month. We still have 8 days left, so we got this. We can keep going. And there's a countdown if you ever need a reminder on citizensciencemonth.org. We've got this lovely reminder of 8 days. Beware, it'll happen. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share and just turn it over to our expert team here to just check in with them. What are we hoping to do with this project? What have we helped with today? How would you like to frame this out for our friends who have been here? Nice.
Yeah. What I would say is that we could not do this without you all. Gregory, any other camera hosts that are on this call today, I definitely want to give them a shout out because we wouldn't have anything to classify if it wasn't for them. So they're definitely the backbone of the project. Everyone on Zooniverse couldn't do it without you either. We get millions of trail camera photos throughout the year, and our team couldn't classify these and be able to keep up with it if it wasn't for Zooniverse. So it's definitely a huge opportunity for our project, and we're able to keep up with that data because of all the help that we get on Zooniverse. And we're able to use it, like I mentioned earlier, to support wildlife management decisions. But I think of the data as just being one big bucket of data that really anyone could use. PhD students use our data for their research. We have different biologists that work for the county who also use the research for their purposes as well. So just a ton of information that because of you we're able to share for various purposes.
Totally. Thank you for letting us be a part of it and for joining us today. It was so fun talking to y'all. You're also fun talking through the experiences working with this project. It makes the conversation very easy. So I hope y'all, as the audience, enjoyed our blabber. Oh, God.
Oh boy, I gotta end with a good one.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Just since I brought this up really quickly, if any of you want to share this with others or need help catching back up later, we have a flyer. I'm going to bring this back up later too. Please share your fun one.
We got a moose.
Wow.
We got a moose.
What? You're getting all the good ones. I'm just
I've done
jealous now.
264. I'm just, you know.
Okay. That's fair.
I will say it's actually an elk.
Oh, darn.
Still exciting nonetheless.
It's a very impressive picture.
Wait, okay, you're right. The moose antlers are very different. I got really excited, but this is a good elk. Look at those horns. Okay, sorry, not you, moose. Ah. Oops.
Uh-oh, what happened?
What happened to it? No, this is one of my earlier ones. I don't know what happened to it.
I think it moved you away from. Oh no! Wait,
that's the one I just did. So maybe it'll.
Yeah,
I'll find it again.
A different one.
But okay.
Someone else will label it an elk for sure. For sure. My son wants you to know that he found at least 50 turkeys in total. Wow. Okay. Branson, let your son know that that's awesome. Or he can probably hear me, I hope. That's awesome. It's a lot of turkeys. I feel like it's way more fun when you randomly see other things interspersed between the deer, even if they are adorable and common. All right, I will close this off with a reminder that you have access to this lovely flyer if you'd like to share this with anyone else, and to get you back to participating on your own when you're at home if you're not already independently working through your own account. In addition, if you would like to tell us how we did and like gab about how awesome we are or tell us how to improve, feel free. We'd love to know it. You can fill this survey out, and we'll be sharing it with our project team to improve things, and also with any of the facilitators who are in the room. We can share with you too to see how this went. Awesome. Our group had so much fun. Yay! Thanks, Branson. Amazing. We're glad to have you on. This was a good event with a lot of libraries, so thank you all for being here for this one. Also, just a fast-paced, fun picture battle. All right, we are a little bit early. If anyone does have leftover questions, feel free to stay on to ask them, but we'll go ahead and drop from our Facebook and our recording so that we can just chat. We did take our pictures already, right? Yeah, okay, we're good. Awesome. Elizabeth, thank you. This has been fun. I intend to keep promoting for the rest of the month. Yes. Yay. I'm glad. Great introduction for new citizen scientists. Yes, welcome to the party. Welcome to the wide world of all of this. Yay. All right, I'll go ahead and hit the stop share or stop recording.